Hey guys, Chucky Boy here once again. Welcome back to the channel. First things first, let me apologise for my voice. My throat is killing me right now, but I really want to make this video because it's the start of a brand new series. So apologies for that, apologies for sniffling and maybe coughing every now and again. As I say, I got too excited and I really want to make this video because it is the start of a brand new series. The series is going to be on Football Manager 2016, if you don't already know that from the background. And what we're going to do is we're going to use Ajax. And the end goal for this series is to win the Champions League. For those guys that don't know, maybe too young to know, Ajax are a team, obviously in Holland right now, that tend to produce their own players quite a lot. They may buy some youngsters and train them up and then sell them on for sort of double their money. That's the standard sort of process at the moment that happens with a lot of Dutch teams, but obviously Ajax are one of the main ones to do that. For those guys that don't know, like I said, Ajax actually won the Champions League in the early 90s, and they had a team that, they built. They had guys like Seedorf, David, Kluivert, guys like that come through the system. They had guys like Rijkaard and Danny Blind. There were two sort of older guys that were bringing those players through as well. So our job is quite simple, and that is to continue that sort of process, if you like, and try and get Ajax back into the European giants, so, the Champions League winning sides. Now, obviously, it's going to be difficult to do. Excuse me. It's going to be difficult to do because of the money that's involved in football now, but, we're going to focus on our own players and possibly looking at some youngsters from elsewhere and bringing them in and trying to make some money, and then using that money to obviously carry on the process and try and win something. I've already tried to record this once and my microphone failed, so I'm going to try again. And basically all this first video is going to be is looking through excuse me, our tactics, our team, things like that, and then we're going to sort of talk about what we're going to do with regards how many videos you guys are going to see. So my tactics are, yet again, straightforward. Ajax are famous for playing the 4-3-3. As you can see at the top, I've got the 4-3-3 here as my main tactic, which is, as I say, Ajax are famous for playing this sort of style. Very controlling, very fluid, guys moving all over the place. That sort of thing is pretty standard for Ajax. I do have a counter-attacking formation set up, which is obviously a lot more direct and a lot more sort of, I'm trying to think of the word to use, exploiting the pace that we do have. This one is mainly for European games when I'm playing against the bigger European teams to start with, because I'm not expected to win those games, unfortunately. So I need to think outside the box slightly. I'm going to go for a little bit more of a counter-attacking style. Hopefully that gets us some results that may surprise a few people. But that's mainly going to be it for our basic sort of theory. Trying to think of the words now. Our basic setup is the standard 4-3-3 for the league games and games that I should be winning, and games that I think I might struggle with. Maybe a bit more counter-attacking style, and obviously we can switch between the two during the games. If we're going really, really well, we can change that. Excuse me. On to our team. We've obviously got some good players in here. We've got Van Rijn, we've got Veltman, all those kind of guys. Bazor, El Ghazi, Fischer. Some really, really good players. I mean, Milik, football manager-wise, Milik will move. There's no doubt he will move in probably a season, maybe two. And I should be able to get around about 10 million for him, hopefully. So, those kind of people, that's what we're kind of doing. We're looking at these guys to sell on. Unfortunately, but if we look at the under-21s and the youth team as well, we've got a lot of guys in here that could be worth a bit. Excuse me. Potential 4-star there with Zivkovic, obviously out on loan at Willem II at the minute. Our under-19s are even better because we've got a lot of guys here that could. There's like 6 or 7 guys there that could be 4-stars, which is great news for us. As I say, it's mainly about us building these guys up and then selling them on to make our team. Let's go take a look at some information regarding the club. There we go. Affiliate clubs. We have obviously Ajax Cape Town, which is a standard setup. They're in the South African Premier League, so we can buy their players. We play a friendly, I believe, against those guys as well, most seasons. Beijing Goan, is that? Yeah. Excuse me. Obviously, China is a massive talking point at the moment in world football. But this one is basically just for us for merchandise sales, which is great, because it makes us some money. Volendam, I don't know why they're in there. We can send people on loan, okay, to Slovakia and Almere City as well. So that's one of our sort of biggest affiliates, if you like, just because we play them every year. It's a long-term deal. Their youth team players can come up to us and we can see what they're like. We can also obviously send players out on loan that need game time. So yeah, I mean it's going to be a lot of fun. What else are we going to look at here? Let's take a look at our fixtures, because obviously we've got some Champions League qualifiers to get through. Now I don't know who we're playing yet. Excuse me. I don't know who we're playing yet at all. But obviously getting into the Champions League group stages is vital. So we need to do that. I may look at cancelling some of these friendlies here and setting up some money-making friendlies too. A lot of tournaments, obviously getting some money in, which will enable us to bring in some more players. But that's going to do it, guys. I think nothing too spectacular in here. Oh, sorry, actually. One thing I should mention is my actual stats, because my stats are really bad. I'm set myself up as a Sunday League footballer, so I started off with nothing, basically. Working with youngsters is currently 1, which is not ideal, bearing in mind my entire team's going to be pretty much full of youngsters. So we will be going on qualifying, we'll be doing qualifications, and also trying to bring up our stats. The other big thing is, obviously, because my stats are so poor, I'm relying a lot on the coaches that we have. Now, the coaching team here are very good. As you can see, we have Bergkamp, we have Wim Jonk, we have this guy who I'm going to call Henny because I can't pronounce his surname. Mark Overmars is our director of football. Things like that. Here, look, Mark Overmars is our director of football. Looks very fancy in his suit over there. But we're going to be using those guys a lot because our stats aren't great. We're also bringing in possibly some more coaches, some more scouts, some more variations of nationalities too, so we can sort of scout for maybe South American players or maybe African players, or something like that. We're going to look all over the world really for the talent and bring them in cheap, and hopefully nurture them, bring them through, and then if we have to sell them, we sell them. If we can keep them and they do good for us, then that's great too. But that's going to be the intro, and this time I do mean it. We're looking at doing probably 4 or 5 videos per season at the moment. Excuse me, once again. So you're going to see, well, I say 4 or 5 update videos throughout the season. I may do live comms if we've got important games, maybe Champions League games against the bigger teams. I might do live comms for too. I don't know yet. We'll see what happens, but I'm excited for this one, guys. Hopefully hopefully a long-term series to come, and yeah, I'm looking forward to doing it. I hope you're looking forward to watching it, guys. Any comments, please leave them below regarding maybe players, maybe ideas about what we should do with this. Any new ideas would be great. Alright guys, thank you very much, and we'll see you again next time.